episode 403, where AI creates value.
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI 6 podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
Most people are starting off with AI by asking the wrong question. And that question is, which AI model or what AI tools should I use? The correct question is, what value does AI bring to my role, my organization, or my business? Hello, and you're very welcome back to AI 6, the podcast that is on a mission to upskill 500,000 people for free in just 6 minutes a day with the long listen on a Saturday. Before I get into today's show, a quick note. This audio is taken from my free webinar last week on AI strategy, and the full replay link is sitting in the show notes if you want to watch it back. I also have a Q&A session that I did with attendees. And today it's all about where AI actually creates value in your organization and the 4 mistakes nearly everyone makes along the way. Here we go. So let's talk about value. Let's talk about problem solution and why we're introducing AI, not because it's everywhere and we're afraid of getting displaced or roles being augmented. We are looking for opportunity. So this is like an opportunity map that you can run within your business or organization. Productivity. Where are the repeatable manual tasks that are happening across the business or organization, department by department? I usually get, in my own business, we did this exercise in January and I involved my team. You should include teams and they should be doing this task department by department, project by project. If you have standard operating procedures for every task within your organization, then you take those out. If you don't, it's an opportunity to update your SOPs or to create some new ones, because these are really important in terms of training AI models too. So maybe it's drafting notes, maybe it's recording actions from notes, maybe it's summarizing long documents, maybe it's creating FAQ documents or creating FAQ responses, maybe it's formatting reports, interrogating large amounts of data. So all of these repeatable tasks that we do on a daily or a weekly basis, these are productivity wins. Then we have content. We're all in the business of creating content. And so that is another area that you can absolutely go in and look at as an opportunity. Then we have insight. All of our organizations and businesses have data. Okay, maybe some of our software that we're using does it. So for example, your accounting software, maybe that is already analyzing data for you. It's reconciling your bank account. It's reconciling what invoices are outstanding. It's reconciling profit and loss against the previous month. So a lot of your existing software and subscriptions that you're paying for, if they have not already, they probably have AI integrated into it. The other thing that I would say to you about this is, and we identified a big opportunity in Kilkenny yesterday where there was an aha moment where a manager said, we are paying a fortune a year for a license for a tool that goes ahead and reads legislation for us. And I was like, yes, you could have an agent for that. So have a look at where you're paying money and where you can either build an agent or you can build your own dashboard and save some money. And then finally, it's service. So what is the product or the service that you are delivering to your customer, to your stakeholder, to your citizen? And how can that be improved? Can you have a chatbot on your website that will field queries and have the benefit of having a chatbot on your website is it's also insight. People might not fill out a form, but they might engage with the chatbot. The high volumes of queries that you're getting through your website is invaluable commercial insight or public interest insight as well. So pick the pains, see the opportunity. There could be a number 5 here. What are the things that we've always wanted to do, but we couldn't because of money, capability, and capacity? Maybe throw one of those into number 5. And then what not to do. So some of the mistakes here on the right, off screen, buying tools before defining the outcome. So making that investment before really understanding what capability you want AI to do for you. And things are changing every single day. So 2 weeks ago, I was telling my clients that Microsoft has integrated Claude. And I think I even said it on the podcast, because Microsoft is I would say, an underperforming AI model. And then in the last couple of days, Microsoft had decided to pull away from Claude because they're worried that their engineers are training Claude, a competitor model. So things are changing really, really quickly. I mean, right now at the top of the pile is probably Gemma, the new model from Gemini, from Google. They've just had their I/O developer conference a couple of weeks ago. Amazing announcements from there, like Ask YouTube, for example, where the assistant within YouTube will now go and search for the timestamp of the right video to help you to get to learn what you want to do. So huge and exponential and accelerated developments happening. So, maybe you're going to be tool agnostic. Maybe you're going to use it month to month as opposed to going all in an enterprise package. It just depends. Some big companies with lots of staff need an enterprise model, so they need to commit with an annual license at least. So define the outcomes before you buy the tools. Problem solution. Banning AI outright. I mean, if that is still happening, that is a really retrograde and backward step. Let me tell you, my friends, your staff are already using them. And maybe some of your colleagues are already building agents that you don't even know about, and those agents are doing their jobs. That is why you need to have a very open and transparent conversation with colleagues about the use of AI, and you need to have your policy in place. It is priority number 1. And again, sometimes staff are ahead of the curve compared to leadership, and that's a dangerous place to be, because you'll have shadow AI, which means people using AI tools that are not allowed or that haven't been told whether you're allowed to use them or not. Okay. So you need to have those clear guardrails in place. The other mistake that I see people making is leaving it to IT. Like, I had IT people coming to in-company training, and they are so important to be there, but they're also learning. And they don't understand the needs of every other department. So why would they be responsible for leading and managing and putting the rules in place? Because they don't see the problem solution that the people actually doing the work see. It is really a collaborative effort. Okay, but IT should be there because they need to understand what can be turned on, what should be turned off, where data is going. Again, your data protection officer should be involved in this too, again, depending on the size of your organization. And then the other mistake I see happen is pilot purgatory, where you have pilots happening and they go nowhere. There's no decision made on the outcome of them. There's no scalability happening on the back of the pilot being rolled out. So you need to set success metrics and you need to set a succession plan. What happens after that pilot is done and sunset? Where are we going now? So try not to make those mistakes, but build literacy, build the use cases, scale, invest in the technology, and govern as you go. That's it for today's show. If you're ready to turn these insights into skills, here's how I can help. Get your copy of my book, AI Playbook, on Amazon. It's the perfect companion to the show. For weekly AI strategies, subscribe to my newsletter, Human in the Loop, on LinkedIn. Or if you want to take the next big step, you can take our CPD accredited professional diploma in AI. Maybe you need something more tailored for your organization. You can book a call in my calendar at digitaltraining.ie. Or if you work in government or public sector, go over to publicsectormarketingpros.com. If you found this episode useful, please share it with a pro that you know. And I'd love to read your comments on Spotify. And if you can, take a second to like, rate, or subscribe wherever you listen. It really helps the show. This is AI6. I'll talk to you on the next episode.